In the Man United game, we were nervous.
Yeah.
And I never say that. I'm the fan who's like, no. We were nervous. I could see it.
You can feel it even watching it. You could just sense the nervousness from the crowd, and it affects the players.
The technical level went literally like Saliba, Gabriel, everyone was giving away 5-yard passes.
Yeah.
It was. We were nervous.
Welcome back to In the Mixer, brought to you by Sky Bet. Alex, thank you so much for being back on the show.
Thanks for having me. I feel like I've lost Jolene already, but with my take.
Do you want to just tell everyone in case they haven't?
What are you going to see? Are you going to see me in this subdued
In case they haven't seen the social clip.
and my disgust towards him.
What is he fuming at, Alex?
I was asked to direct Paddy Viera versus Declan Rice in a team of sort of the Invincibles versus the current team, and I had to get someone in from our team.
And you picked...
I went for Rice over Viera.
No, you did. No, it's not even that you picked Declan, because I get that. You didn't pick Patrick Viera, the captain of the Invincibles, which is insane.
Insane.
Arsenal fans, let us know what you think.
Deluded.
Patrick Viera or Declan Rice?
From the Invincible season.
Don't at me. I didn't say anything, mate.
But my argument is if you're going to put anyone in...
This season isn't even finished.
If someone has to go in from this team... Declan Rice has to be...
But not over Patrick Vieira.
That's what I'm saying, but that person can't be over him.
You've got Henry, you've got Bergkamp, you've got other players, Campbell, so on. Rice has to be in this team somewhere.
They did stitch you up by putting him up against... You didn't put him up against another...
Yeah.
Why? No, that's part of the game. I get that. But you could have picked, like, anyone else. No.
Well, that moves us on nicely, actually, because we're going to talk about winners and losers of Arsenal's season so far, and the biggest winner, probably... Declan Rice.
Yes.
I feel like when we spoke about him, we're probably saying the same things even now, but just the levels and consistency to his game. Even when Arsenal maybe aren't performing as well, he still seems to be up there.
I mean, first and foremost, physically, he is almost archetypally what the Premier League is right now in terms of the repeat sprints, the running, the duels. Like he suits this league so perfectly. And I think when you look at players like Odegaard, it's not that he's a bad player, it's just that the league is trending away from him and it's trending towards players like a Declan Rice, I think. I think Rice sort of encapsulates what this Arsenal, the sort of the best aspects of this Arsenal team and maybe the sort of the areas where we've been critiqued, which is I think we can play any game, literally any game. You know, we can play a running game, we can play a physical game, a tactical game, a technical game, whatever game you want. And Rice can do that.
But you play that without him? Can you play any game without him?
I don't think so. I think he facilitates every single type of game we play. Now, when you come to sort of critiquing Arsenal, I think sometimes I want us to be more the protagonists of the game. I think sometimes we play where we go, well, Brentford want to play this type of game, Chelsea want to play this, we're going to play that game. I would love us occasionally to go, we're gonna set the tone here. But specifically on Rice, I think he facilitates that quality that we have, which I think is arguably our best trait.
Yeah.
If you were to pick a player of the season now, obviously...
From Arsenal or just...
Yeah, from Arsenal. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen between now and the end of the season, but would Declan Rice be it? Or would it be still Gabriel? Or
I think he has to be. I will say, I think maybe we'll get into it in a minute, but I think if Saka comes into the 10 and stays fit, I think there's a shout. By the end of the season, we might look back and say that was the flip, seriously.
Really?
Saka 10?
But also Saka fit and Saka this season just hasn't...
What, so you reckon he could come in now and play 15 games?
If Saka played in the 10, we've got like 25 games left, I think, in all competitions. If Saka comes in the 10 and plays as he could play, I think, in the 10, there's a shout. But Rice, for sure. Well, like right now, Rice is 100% the favourite.
But do you think Saka's done enough between the start of the season and now to even justify a player of the season shout?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think in terms of, if you're just going by GA, no. But in terms of, every Arsenal fan will say in terms of performances, he's been consistent. Yeah. He has lacked the GA, but the problem is he's been out on the side. I think if he comes into the middle, you could see the numbers that people are asking for, and the performances have been there. Maybe there's a couple of games here and there where he's not quite been at the races, but performance-wise, he has been terrific all season.
Do you think that Saka in the 10 is a viable option? Because have we ever seen him play there for Arsenal?
I don't know. I think that causes more problems for Arteta if he...
Well, you've already got Eze and Odegaard.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of a
more unrest than it needs to be without the guarantee of it being super successful.
I think the player Saka is. I and many Arsenal fans have been pushing for it for a long time, and the reason is especially when he's played on the right hand side, he's being doubled, tripled up, etc. I think people have begun to work him out a little bit because his game is, you've got the touchline, it becomes a bit 180, he's got only a few options. on the inside, he's so strong. He can ride contact so well. He's also one of our only players who we have a lot of players who drop off the last line, the Jesus Havertz, but the ball goes back. He's a player who can drop off the last line and play it forward and then run after his pass and run after those sort of run beyond. I think if you can get him more central, the impact and the quality he can show, I think.
Don't you think that causes more problems, say physically? Obviously, the hamstrings, and if he's got to do that more repetitively, then there's more risk. Because on the wing, he's operating at smaller distances. Like if Jesus is coming shorty, then he's got to go 30, 40 yards.
Are you worried about him sort of from a robustness perspective?
Yeah. Just for that, because obviously it's going to be a lot more like legs.
Yeah.
You're going to need a lot more. Like you're saying, you're talking about Declan Rice. And I'm not sure he has the capability just yet. Yeah. Having just come back. And would you risk that?
I think the way he would interpret it, if he was, it wouldn't be a pure. So I think he'd be probably him and Noni or him and Eze would be like sort of in combination. So he might be sort of in and out a little bit more. Yeah. But I mean, really basic principle of football: get your best players inside and closer to goal. You know, it's that simple. And he is, I would say, in the forward areas, our best player. So,
talking of the forward areas. I want to get your thoughts on Gyokeres Eze. First of all, Alex, I've actually got a bone to pick with you.
Go for it.
Clip I saw on Saturday Social.
Yes.
It was a while ago, and I'm pretty sure it was after...
This was months ago.
After the North London derby when Eze scored a hat-trick. Doesn't matter when it was. And it was you and Matisse.
Yeah.
And I think Lawrence. Is the other guy Lawrence?
Yeah, probably was Lawrence, yeah.
So you got asked in a one-off game in a final. I understand you probably had to put forward someone from the Arsenal team. Matisse picked Cole Palmer. You picked Eze. You sort of gave it to him. But Lawrence was there going, I'm not sure actually if I'd fancy Cole Palmer in a big game. I think I'm going Eze actually.
Lawrence,
and you did give it to Cole Palmer, but it took some forcing, Alex.
I think especially at the time, I think maybe there was an argument. I think Cole Palmer, from the fitness perspective this season, you know, I don't know, as he's come back into the team, I think there's a different conversation. And the thing with Eze at the minute is I think he's struggled to find a position.
Yeah.
And but once he has that freedom in the middle, we've seen some influence, even just against Wigan, I know it's just Wigan, but with a bit more space, with a bit more time on the ball, he can thread those passes through. He can be so influential. He just needs to find his place. And maybe that is the right eight or the left eight, I don't know, but he hasn't really locked down a position. But yeah, that was probably in the glow of a hat-trick in the North London derby.
Jolene, your thoughts?
I was picking Palmer, to be clear.
Yeah, you did,
I put up Eze because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I was like, but Palmer.
Yeah.
But you still picked Deco over Patrick.
That's true. He's fuming.
Still fuming. Who cares about Palmer versus Eze? It's Patrick versus Deck. Do you think, obviously, you know, you mentioned the Wigan game and that, you know, we all know what Gyokeres Eze can do, right?
Yeah.
We all know that. And there's a reason why he went to Arsenal in the first place. But you're saying he hasn't found his position. Mm-hmm. Do you think he's going to find his position? Because he struggled under Mikel Arteta. He started for the first time against Brentford, got hooked at half-time.
That was his first start?
No, his first start since...
That's
November
what I think. I think he's found the
League?
position. I think we all know his position. I don't think he's found the rhythm yet.
But if you're being hooked at half-time in your first start for a while, there's a problem there, clearly.
Yeah, but it's not like long-term. It's just current form. I just think you can get carried away and think it's not going to work. He's never going to work.
No, it's not never going to work.
Do you know what I mean? I just think having gone there and now having to perform is slightly different when you're given the freedom to make mistakes. Like he knows when you play for a top team and this competition is that strong, it's like you can't go in and not perform. Like you have to. Or if you don't, you're coming off.
Yeah, I think when we're all thinking of Eze right now, we're thinking of like the threaded balls through, we're thinking of the floating, we're thinking of the FA Cup final goal, we're thinking of that phase of play, right? Yeah. And I think, you know, for a coach like Mikel, the other phases are just as important. They're so important. And I don't. It's not in any way that he's bad out of possession at all. It's just if I think for Mikel in his mind, if I'm going for a straight swap, okay, left eight. Who am I picking? Rice or Eze? You know, he's going for Rice because of his influence in all phases. On the right-hand side, what Martin Odegaard can do out of possession, what maybe Saka can do in there. And on the left-hand side as well, the tracking back. You know, if you look at the shift that Trossard and Martinelli do out of possession, that's the thing he's weighing up. We as fans look at it and go, well, just, you know, look at what he can do. Look, his influence in the final third. Surely you pick him. But Mikel is thinking about all those other phases. So I think he will find a position eventually. I couldn't call it right now. I think probably Trossard's on that side.
You think his position is going to be left?
in the current dynamics of Arsenal,
Like long term. So you're going to see.
Eze?
Yeah.
But that's the sort of position we saw him occupy. I know he's in the 10 for Palace a lot, but he did drift in off the left, didn't he? Yeah.
I think in the current dynamics with Calafiori, it depends if we go and sign a left wing or whatever. But if you ask me to say who is the closest position to what Eze can do best in this team, popping off the left into that inside channel,
starting left coming in
right now,
Yeah.
that is the closest team because the left central midfielder dynamics are Rice basically, and the right hand side has been Odegaard, etc., etc. So I think it's the closest match, but things can always change.
They can. Kai Havertz obviously injured again, not ideal. But I want to talk about Gyokeres, and I feel has your opinion changed on him? You know, since you came on this pod a while back, and what you thought?
Yeah, I think. Look, I think with Gyokeres, I think what we found, and similar with Martinelli, is the usage. I think we got a lot better at where we used him. Ultimately, Gyokeres was never, in my opinion, I think has been confirmed from various reports, he was never brought in to start the season and play 90-90-90-90-90. He was brought in to solve some specific game states for us, which is the transitions. And actually, if you look at the way he scored certain goals this season, it's been in open spaces, it's been with a bit more time to pick his shot, to run in behind, etc. I think my concerns were how he would fare with his back to goal up against big Premier League centre-backs. That was always my concern, and I think it's there. But ultimately, I really don't think he was brought in to start every single game and fix everything for us. I really don't. He was brought in, and then Havertz got injured straight away, and we didn't have Marino and who can go in there and so on. So, yeah, I think what I'm pleased with Gyokeres, I think he looks fitter than he did at the start of the season. I think he looks heavier at the start of the season. He looks fitter to me now. But also, we found better usage for him. The Sunderland game, the Leeds game, he's coming on against tired defences, tired legs, and he's scoring an extra, a couple of goals or whatever, and he's stretching teams. He is a big presence, and I think he's improved. But yeah, I think the usage is much better.
What are your thoughts on Victor Gyokeres? Did you think he was brought in to solve?
Well, not solve, but I thought he was brought in to start. Again, you know more about that situation than I do, but I thought you're not spending that amount of money and identifying that position for him not to play. Like, he's surely brought in to play in all the big games.
The thing is when you say, Wissa was about the same sort of fee. And that if you're looking at sort of a Premier League attacker right now to start at a title winning, you're spending 80, 90, to go and start. And if you look,
identifying the position was more than the fee. Then it was like everyone was saying, "I still get a striker."
Yeah. We absolutely did and do need a striker. Like we needed someone to
do.
You
feel
it depends
still
what happened
now?
with Jesus, depends what happened with Havertz, depends what happened with Gyokeres.
I think everyone other than Man City need a striker.
But wasn't that when we look back to last summer when we were all saying that Arsenal have spent that money on Gyokeres, but now sit here saying that you still need that player. So
I don't know that player is out there though. So honestly, it's Harry Kane or Erling Haaland. I don't know who that could be.
It's the 9 for all phases.
Mbappe.
I don't think that.
Mbappe, Haaland.
But then why did they bring in Gyokeres then?
Because it was the best of the availability.
I mean, Ekitike is the one I look at. And, I would have loved him.
Yeah.
I think that's, again, you may not be hindsight, but I think that's easy to say now.
Yeah, hindsight.
Arsenal wasn't looking
we were
for
after him.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Yeah, you're in for every
Tom, Dick and Harry.
Every under 25-year-old in the history of football.
Tell you, I do like the look of João Pedro. He played.
I see. That is one I don't know why they didn't buy.
Go on.
That performance at the Emirates, despite the goal and the performance from the team or whatever, was one of the best out of position. Like when what he did to Gabriel and Saliba, I'm not sure I've seen anyone do that in terms of the ability to hold them both off every time he got the ball. It was a shame that no one was really near him, so he couldn't really do much with it. But I think it's been one of the signings of the season.
He's one I was surprised they didn't even go for.
Yeah, he's been excellent. I mean, supposedly Gyokeres was, so Berta, our new sporting director, he came in and he had him on the list and he was the one he wanted to go for.
João Pedro?
For Gyokeres.
Oh, for Gyokeres, sorry.
I think Mikel might have had other targets. Again, it's all reported. I mean, who knows? It's all reported, right? But ultimately, Jesus was out and Kai Havertz had a patchy injury record. We needed someone to play at. We could not leave that summer without a striker.
Yeah, true.
And it sounds like Šeško, the fee was going up, etc. So we just went, well, he's available. He scored loads of goals. He fixes certain things. He comes in. So look, I understand coming in as a number 9 at Arsenal, at a certain fee, people go, you need to be the guy coming in scoring 25 or so goals. But I actually think a lot of Arsenal fans I think he's scored 15 goals or so far this season. He's not been perfect. He's not solved everything. But as you said earlier, who would? Name the player who isn't called Erling Haaland who would solve everything for you.
Yeah. Obviously, big game tonight. Obviously, away at Wolves.
Away at Wolves.
Away at Wolves. Listen, every game's a big game now for Arsenal because you look at Julian's getting excited. Especially just because of the Brentford game. Especially, obviously, Brentford are an entirely different proposition, especially at home. They've been unbelievable this season, and I did think that Brentford had chances. Arsenal had a big chance to win that game as well. Draw maybe probably a fair result, but you would expect Arsenal to go to Wolves even under the pressure. And get those 3 points.
Yeah, they can't afford to drop points here.
No, I wasn't disagreeing. I mean, it's funny because it's a big game and it's away at Wolves, and no disrespect to Wolves, it's huge. I think again, back to what I was saying earlier. I think what a lot of Arsenal fans are crying out for is us to lay something down to show ourselves first, a bit of a marker, but also in the way we're doing it. I mean, it feels kind of. It's a bit, what's the word? Maybe not privileged, there's a better word for it. But, we're top of the Premier League, we're top of the Champions League, we're through in the FA Cup, we're one game away from a Carabao Cup and we're going, we want more. But I think it's the Sounds desperation to win something this season means we're just analysing everything. And fair enough. Yeah, we've got to win that game. Every game in the Premier League is a must win. But I do still believe this is a league, in my opinion, where we're the least imperfect. That's the way I keep coming back to it.
Okay, yeah. Out of everyone, you're the least.
I just look at how compact it is. I look at the physical level of the league. I look at, there's a question mark, Arsenal play boring football, okay, or do they rise to what the league is doing? If you look around, and I saw a chart the other day, every single team, bar Man United, so 19 teams, their open play XG has gone down since last season. That's just the league we're in.
Yeah.
It's more about set pieces and physicality and stuff. So I think we're the best at that.
Are these not as entertaining? I won't say boring because that's a strong take. But it's like a Chelsea Mourinho style. It's like they just get it done. Let's get the job done.
What I would say about Chelsea under Mourinho is the first half of the season we used to blow teams away, and then it got to January, win 1-0 for those 4 months, and you've
Arsenal were doing a bit of that.
You know that if you go 1-0 up against Chelsea under Mourinho,
it's done.
It's done. The game's done. You absolutely know that, and I do feel like if you are going to win the league, it will be your defence and your midfield that's won you, and David Raya, by the way, as well. Your thoughts on your attack as a whole?
What? Now I don't want to listen.
Yeah, well, we had this chat
that's fine.
Do you think that attack in terms of, I suppose right now, Saka arguably, but probably Manuel has played them more.
What's your best attack?
Actually, that's maybe a better question before we get into anything. What do you think right now is Arsenal's
3 players, you got to pick 3.
Just going Premier League, because I think of the way teams are defending, I want lock pickers, if we call it that. So I think Saka's in there.
Where? No, come on. Where?
Yeah.
Left.
On the right hand side. I'd go Trossard on the left, and if Havertz is fit, I would go Havertz.
And who in the 10?
Probably Odegaard for now. But again, it comes back to it. And I know it feels like a cop-out answer, but it does depend on the game. And I think if you look at when Mikel talks about oppositions, he's always looking at opposition behaviours and how they're defending, and he's going, "Roll. If their far side fullback jumps up when this happens, I'm going to play this player." And that's the thing I keep coming back to. It's like, okay, but can we be a bit more? Here's how we're going to attack you.
Yeah,
that's the question.
And do you think that attack is because you look at, they're all pretty young. None of them are particularly old. Do you think, I know you just said maybe do need and maybe another number 9 potentially, but would you be happy with those 4 and then Martinelli and Gyokeres as an attack going forward? Is that the attack that could potentially win you multiple Premier Leagues or maybe a Champions League? How do you look at it, or not really?
It comes back to a kind of existential question about Mikel, whether he'd let that happen. The problem is you can say, you look in the market and go, Barcola or whoever, who's the game breaker, whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing, it's different who's available, isn't it?
But if you're doing, if you're then going to ask Barcola to be your 5th man on the outside it's like, we have to free ourselves up a little bit. So I understand the personnel question, and I do get it, and I'm not trying to avoid it, but I do think...
like you are, Alex.
I do think when you look through sort of from about 24, 25 onwards, Mikel he's asking so much of his forwards to track back, to be engaged out of possession, all those sorts of things. If you look at even the way our press has changed, it's moved away from Martin Odegaard to the wingers are starting the press. So if you're Barcola or whoever you, Coman, whoever you like, are you willing to come in and do, I've seen people say Vinny Jr. It's like, okay, well, if Vinny Jr. is going to start the press for you, great. But I don't think he is. So for me, it comes back to kind of forget the personnel. Will Mikel do? And I do think when you talk about the sort of the style of the league, I think it will shift because there's always
shift where.
I don't know where, but we always see cycles, right? There's always it never stays the same for too long because ultimately, if everyone's doing something, then you're going to get an advantage by doing the other thing. So someone will shift, and I just question whether Mikel's the sort of guy who goes, "We're going to be the shifters." I think he moves with the league a bit.
Yeah, but I think it's worked. I think he's progressively really moved through it, so I don't think it's a bad thing to do that. What are you asking me if I think that team wins titles? Or that
that attack. Like, is it multi? Like, not just talking about maybe winning the Premier League this season. I'm saying is those wingers, Madueke and Saka and Trossard and Martinelli and Eze and
like guaranteed
Odegaard.
success. I don't know if anyone is though. I don't think anything. I don't think City's is. I don't think City's is it without Pep. I think there's an element to everyone's team or club that is a bigger factor. Like, I don't think there's a guarantee for anyone. I think we all thought Liverpool were going to run away with it. They signed Isak and off the back of having Salah's season.
I didn't.
Do you know? I'll give you something. 50 million on Madueke. I love Madueke. Yeah. But if you're telling me Semenyo is 65 million, is that the best use of funds? That's my question. And I do think Arsenal's forward profile, if you look at the forwards we've signed under this team, it's a bit hit and miss. And I think a lot of that is down to profiling and how we use them and etc. If you look at maybe Martinelli's development, we signed a guy called Marquinhos. We've obviously signed Jesus, and that's an injury thing. Kai Havertz wasn't initially signed as a centre forward. He's become there. Has Gyokeres hit the? You go through the team and you go, have we every single time hit the nail on the head from a forward perspective? Yeah. I don't know. I love Madueke. I think he's going to be a great player. But if you're asking me last summer, would you spend that money again? It's at least a question for me. What, you would have bought Semenyo last summer? I think
100%.
As I sit here today,
but I think you can say that now because he's scoring goals. I don't think he scores them goals. I think if he goes to Arsenal, I think he's a centre forward. I don't even think he plays on the
off the left. I think he plays off the left.
No, I think so.
I think Trossard and Martinelli, he's 100% in their starts every single day of the week. Every single day of the week.
You probably, I would say you're probably both correct. I think Mikel would probably play him.
Both be correct.
No.
Alex.
But I think he'd play.
You know my ball knowledge is better.
I think Mikel, like again, because he looks so much, and this is I keep coming back to it, as I keep banging the drum, but like he would do it based on the opposition.
100%.
So
and you should
if Semenyo as a 9 would make sense for that game, he'd do it.
Yeah, if you're playing a team that's to have a higher line, then you play a player that's going to exploit that 100%.
But that's the question about identity for Arsenal, and that's why people.
But your identity is the ability to recognise what is going to make you win, not just play one way. And because we've got, when City were doing that, then it become boring. Like, they're just doing this, and I'm like, just play to win. Like, and if your winning means changing something, then you change it. Like, you shouldn't just stick to that one way. You would rather have multiple ways of playing and winning rather than not.
I just want to win. I don't really care
there
how we
you go.
win, to be honest.
This is what I'm saying, entitled fans.
Not bothered.
Now we're winning. Now I need something else.
Not bothered.
I need more than just winning.
Yeah. Just want to win.
Yeah. We've won for 20 years, but we need more.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Talking of winning, Alex,
yes.
the North London derby.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh no!
Quadruple.
Also, City still in the chance to win a quadruple. By the way, no one seems to be talking about that.
Very true.
I feel like winning in the North London derby, it just feels like it's a bit inevitable for Arsenal. Igor Tudor's come in, and is he the man to save Spurs? But I mean, I feel like there's no doubt from my perspective. I don't know how you feel as an Arsenal fan, but I think this is a clear as day 3 points for Arsenal if you've ever seen them.
I think we must. Arsenal fan in the room. I don't know, but I feel like we face the new managers every single time.
New manager bounce.
It's like it was Carrick, I think Postecoglou, Rob Edwards. So for some reason, everyone's just scared of us. That's what it is. It hasn't been around anywhere very long. Tudor, am I correct to say? He's always for like 25 games or something, and then just leaves. Look, I was more confident with Frank Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
With his little Arsenal
100%.
cup.
Yeah, 100%. I'm
Bless
thinking.
him.
I shouldn't say this. I think I said this last time I
You
was on.
did, yeah.
And you got annoyed about it. I really liked Thomas Frank.
Yeah.
I like him.
Liked it.
Past tense.
Not
I like him
anymore?
more now.
No, you like him more now.
But I think I think he just got eaten alive a little bit there, and the Arsenal Cup thing didn't help. Not that I got sacked, but I was more confident there. I think ultimately, and you must have been in situations, you can see the players disengaging. You could literally watch them just like, this isn't working.
Yeah, that's always the case. They'll buy into it, and they might not enjoy it. We don't enjoy everything, but as long as you're winning, you tolerate it. You just get on with it. And then the moment you're not winning, it's
But
like
they haven't really been winning at all.
yeah. But that's what I'm
Spurs.
saying. Obviously, you're gonna buy into a new manager because he's gonna have to select you anyway. But then all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, this ain't really working. So now you've kind of it's harder to see.
Were you someone who'd like try and get everyone? It's like, we've got to get on board here.
Yeah, the bigger picture is obviously the winning element of it. Like I've played with a lot of managers that I didn't get on with.
Just got to do it.
Yeah, you just get on with it, and I'm sure Spurs players were doing that. But
It doesn't look like it. Didn't.
what you thought they weren't trying?
I feel like it's Man United as well. It's a perfect example of what happens with Ruben Amorim, and they suddenly
That's a
look up
different
for it under
connection, though.
Michael
That's a
Carrick.
different connection.
I know it's a different connection. I mean,
to the club, to the players,
we're
and
obviously-
a level of like we've spoke about it before. I think we spoke about players will respect you for multiple different reasons.
Yeah.
And Carrick coming in there he has a bigger status than anyone at the club. He's arguably better at his position than anyone at the club. Like Thomas Frank was coming in with a different background, and often when you're going into a squad that you probably have 2 or 3 signings in
the
it's more
summer.
difficult to get that initial.
Yeah. I think also Carrick did something which Frank I felt just couldn't. He just put his best players in their best positions. Fernandez closer to
In a
goal,
10,
and Burma
yeah.
running in behind, like
Cobby in an 8.
in an 8. Like,
do you know what I mean?
like
Just can't be on the pitch.
Just copy on the pitch, anyway.
Was Bergvall left wing at one point? I think I
No,
remember
it was
reading.
Dogu.
No, sorry,
No,
for Spurs.
Bergvall.
For Spurs.
Bergvall,
sorry.
Bergvall. I remember him playing left wing. Like,
Yeah.
and I do think at some point, especially when you're first coming in, you've got to just put players in their best
Simple,
positions.
yeah, just keep it simple.
And then once you've won a few games, then you can begin to overload your idea a little bit. But I think a lot of managers now, I'm criticising having never done it, but I do think some of them are like, here's my philosophy first.
100%. 100%.
Philosophy
Yeah.
first, then sort of practicalities later.
But actually, it should be
auditioning.
the other way around.
Well,
Yeah.
let me see what players I've got to play the way they are suited for. Yeah, definitely agree with managers just out here just auditioning.
Well, it's fun. I remember talking about this, but sometimes it worked. Vincent Kompany kind of just played his way at Burnley and got the
now
Bayern job.
look at him,
So
yeah.
maybe it works sometimes.
Yeah, maybe it does. I mean, it definitely didn't work for Thomas Frank
Yeah.
at Spurs. But do you feel like, we've spoken about the pressure of being the Brentford manager and being the Spurs manager, obviously 2 completely different things. But to come in at the time he did, and listen, it obviously didn't go very well, right? That's an understatement. But do you think there's perhaps more going on at Spurs, or there's more problems that are maybe solely Thomas Frank? It's not just... The manager's always going to be the one that goes, right?
Yeah,
if the players
Well,
aren't
there is-
playing or doing whatever, it's always going to be the manager. But it feels like there's maybe a few more problems that aren't.
Well, there must be because it's been longer than Thomas Frank. They've run a form.
Yeah.
If that's what we're calling it. But yeah, definitely there's other elements to it. But his job isn't to control them. His job isn't to improve them other elements. It's just to make the team better.
He's literally said it in his last interview. He says it something along the lines of like, I understand people will look at me, but it's not just me. It basically is something along those lines.
Yeah.
And Ange said it as well. What did you guys think of that Ange?
You took the words right out of
Thing
my mouth,
on-
Alex.
I thought it was slightly bitter that
What are
me,
your thoughts, first of all?
because I'm not mad at people talking out. Don't do it after.
Timing was unbelievable, by the way. Like,
Yeah, incredible.
couldn't have been
Fair play to them.
timed any better.
Yeah, impeccable.
Yeah.
The scores you run.
Literally, the morning Ange gets sacked, Ange is on. Frank gets sacked,
Yeah.
Ange is
Yeah.
on stick to
Yeah,
football.
it's incredible.
What did you think? He basically came out and said Spurs aren't a big club, didn't he?
I'm an Arsenal fan, so maybe I'll have a bit of, maybe not against Thomas Frank, but against Ange I'll have a bit of a bias. But I really disliked the way he spoke to reporters. I always found that really difficult.
Yeah.
The way and it was sort of, you're looking for a headline, you're just trying to get, that's their job.
Yeah.
So your job as the manager is to just go, I'm not going to engage in that,
Yeah.
not give them the headline. That's what they're after. And I think talking down to people on that, I never liked it. So I always found him slightly odd. And I watched that interview and he takes no accountability.
Yeah.
Of course you're right that there's stuff, as you said earlier, there's stuff going on above
Yeah.
you. But to take no accountability for 22 losses, Come on.
Finishing
dude.
17th. I know, obviously, they sort of sacked off the second half of the season last season to focus on the Europa League, and obviously it worked.
Yeah.
But Spurs fans just accepting that was acceptable because of the Europa League. I sort of looked at their league form and thought, you can't just do that. They're lucky that those 3 teams last season were as bad as they were.
But that's going to be every season.
But this season, and I know it's not Ange, but this season, that one team isn't as bad as the 3 that went down. Wolves and Burnley will probably go. But West Ham, Forest, you never know, new manager. Like Spurs are...
Yeah. Are Spurs better than Leeds? Right now? It's a good question.
What is it?
Do you want to answer it?
No, as a team.
But right now, who would you rather face, Spurs or Leeds right now? Because I'd rather face Spurs.
Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, definitely. Than Leeds at Ellen Road.
They've got a lot of injuries though, haven't they? Like a lot. But
also, this is another thing.
Like a 9.
It's not a coincidence. How can this be a coincidence every season for Spurs?
What, they're getting injuries?
Every season.
Yeah, training methods can. Yeah, 100%.
Something's got to be wrong. Like, you don't have that many injuries for 2 or 3 seasons in a row.
Short term. Some of them are mad ones. Well,
they said that Kulusevski was going to be out for about a week, and it's been like 4 months.
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know where he is.
But the Ange one. Back to the Ange one. I was like, you don't need to be that open. Because he wasn't that open and critical when he was in there.
Like, but he can't be, can he?
But that's the thing. I'm okay with you being consistent. Like, be critical when it's there and talk about the players that you wanted to sign, you didn't sign when you're in the job. We've seen other managers do that, and then don't just come out with the names after.
Yeah, I always think they're like, yeah, I wanted, those good
sign
players
Ronaldo.
Like, yeah, I wanted them. It's like,
yeah, we all did. Yeah. So
it's easy to say now.
Yeah. I want to get here, I want to cement you.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Yeah. I suppose the question is, can Spurs
get relegated?
Be dragged into this relegation battle?
They're in there.
They're
100%
right now,
in there.
you are saying Spurs are in a relegation battle.
100%. If there's teams that are on the same points as them that are in there, they have to be in there. Do I think they go down? No.
Who do you think does go down?
I think Forest.
Yeah, I think Forest.
I think West Ham get out of that.
Forest.
I think West Ham get out of it.
Yeah.
I think
I think Forest is
which is crazy because Elliot Anderson will go for whatever he goes for this summer, but it's the strength of the league.
Yeah, he's 100 million, isn't he? Yeah. After the World Cup.
Oh, 100 million.
Well, you could sell him. You ain't going to sell him before, are you? You're going to sell him after the World Cup.
Thing is, if I don't know how it works. If Forest get relegated, does Elliot Anderson's price automatically come down or not because they're in the Championship?
Has to. A little bit.
No, it doesn't come down. It just, it does a little bit because they have to sell.
They have to sell because he can't. Sell. Yeah.
But then there's more teams.
But, I mean, it's Maranatha.
So then it comes down. More teams come in. So then it goes up again.
Yeah.
Because like if he's in the Premier League, he's not leaving. It's 100 million. There's only 2 or 3 teams. Yeah. All of a sudden you go down Championship. You're 75. I want a slice of that.
Would you fancy that call to Mr. Maranakis?
Dope.
Which call am I making?
As a club,
I'm giving you 100 million.
Anderson. Well, if
I'd like to be able to give someone 100 million.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
I'd like to make that call.
Yeah, but would you like to be the man that goes, oh, can we have him for
60?
55? To Maranakis?
55 and add-ons?
No, that's my chief exec's job to do that. Spoil director's job.
You're bottling out of that, are you?
I'm writing the checks.
Alex, let's focus it back on Arsenal now and this title race that is definitely on. Arsenal against Manchester City is one of the biggest games, and it just feels like City are... I say this, City are hitting form at the right time. It feels like every time I say City are hitting form at the right time, they then back it up with a... Well, they don't back it up.
Don't say it then.
Don't say it. But that's true, though.
Yeah, but don't say it then.
Don't say it.
Because you've been right with that.
Okay. So maybe is this the turning point for City, Julian? Are they going to go on a 10-game winning run?
I don't think this City team have that capability. I don't think Arsenal do, though. That's what makes it exciting.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree. Because back to it, I think it's a league full of imperfect teams, and I think City's form in the Premier League is like draw, win, draw, loss, win, or something. It's something
but
along
how
those
are they
lines.
then only still 4 points behind you?
Exactly.
It's remarkable.
Because it's so competitive, and I think this is the thing. And I understand, it's a boring league or everyone's rubbish, or whatever, but. When you hear people say, it's a bad league because the top teams aren't doing it, for me, it's the opposite. If the top teams and the bottom teams, there's a compactness, it's because everyone can take points off everyone.
Yeah.
It's a competitive league. Maybe the very best teams aren't as good as they have been, but, Leeds, terrifying.
Champions League.
Leeds are terrifying because of what they can do to Ellen Road. So everyone all around the league can take points off you. I think what's happened is physically, especially over the last sort of 5 years, teams have gone, okay, if we can't get the very best technical talents in the world, we'll at least go and get Elliot Anderson, who can battle you.
Whoa, he's top though.
No. I'm not. That wasn't a comment on Elliot. He's the best of the best in that sense. But up against Odegaard, for example, bullied him. Completely bullied him
against City as well.
It's a different conversation. So. Yeah, it's a terrifying league, but that's why I feel confident about the title race, because I think for us, I believe we can play any type of game. We will drop points. I look at the City, the way they defend transition sometimes.
It's non-existent.
Yeah, and I have some questions.
Sometimes on the transition.
A lot of the time. It's just
That's the way
you have a through on goal or you're offside.
Yeah.
That's how it
Every time.
There's a lot of the times I'm like, oh.
What do you put that down to?
Just the way they
Why
set
you
up.
been
They
like
set up.
that?
What'd you say? Whoa. I ain't coaching the team, Luke.
No, sorry, not you personally. But like,
I think it's hard. I think it's hard to defend like that because you take away a lot of defenders' attributes when you're asking them to do the same things. Like, I never see that with strikers and forwards. Like, Nani doesn't play the same way as Saka, and they're not asked to play the same way. You're asked to play the way that suits your attributes. Where defenders, and this isn't a Man City thing. This is most defenders, most systems. Or we'll play a high line. What if I can't run like that? Like, I'm not comfortable. What if my strength is like jockeying the lane? Like, we've seen the Liverpool game, we've seen an example of it, Mark. Like,
Nekatike.
Just literally, I'm not even going to make a tackle. I'm just going to run back, make you make all the decisions, and then all of a sudden, where I think there's a lot of times we just take that away by, we're just going to do this. And if you're offside, great, because it looks great. But if you're not, you literally throw on goal. I think Liverpool were doing that a couple of, and I'm thinking you've got the best defender, Van Dijk, and you want to take all away their attributes by just saying, stand here and gamble on it being offside. And I'm not a fan of this style of defending.
The thing that I'm thinking of, which might not be comparable, but I remember there was a Community Shield game, and I think it was 23, and we'd not beaten City before that. And that was the season we'd had 22-23, we'd fallen away at the end, and I went, this Community Shield game I think is massive. And I don't want a Community Shield games, but they are trophies, to be clear.
No, they're not. They're not.
My cabinet says they are.
I don't want it to be.
Glorified friendly, mate.
But I think this sets the tone, and then we played them in October and we beat them.
Yeah.
And I do think that had a big, it was like, we can beat City, we can beat this super team. And I think we're in a different space now, but I do think it's like the first of, I mean, people have said before, they've won that trophy and then gone on to...
The impact it has on the season. Especially this Arsenal side under Mikel Arteta, we've been sat there for ages, and I know you won an FA Cup, and I know it's only a League Cup, but it feels like it's more than just a League Cup, it's more than just winning that trophy. Or the impact for City, I think is the same. City win stuff. We always see City win stuff.
Oh, so it's a big impact for Arsenal.
100%.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with that. Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think it matters for City.
Whoa! Don't play it down.
No.
But like,
From a psychological perspective,
you win.
We want to go to Wembley.
How many times have you won the League Cup over the last 10 years? About 8 of them.
It doesn't matter.
Do you know what it is as well? I do, and again, I sort of hate saying this. I do in the Man United game, we were nervous. And I never say that. I'm the fan who's like, no. We were nervous. I could see it.
You can feel it even watching it. You could just sense the nervousness from the crowd, and it affects the players.
The technical level went literally like Saliba, Gabriel, everyone was giving away 5-yard passes. It was we were nervous, and then after that game, the way you can tell after that game, Mikel comes out and it's like, everyone calm down, chill. Basically, he was like,
this is different as well, because I feel like we've spoken about it previously on how emotional Mikel Arteta is and how sometimes it's too emotional, and I believe that in previous seasons, it has been like that. I think he's been too emotional, and I think the players have been too emotional. This season, I think it's different. I don't think he's been as emotional. I think he's been the one that's been like, no, let's all calm down, and that affects the players. And I think that's been a massive change from what we've seen from Arsenal, and it may be the reason that you do get over the line.
I hope so. I mean, apart from like a few flashpoints, like the Klopp moment on the touchline when he went, he's embarrassing after the Newcastle game. Other than that, I know he's gesticulative on the touchline and stuff, but in the media and with the players, from everything you hear and everything you see, he is quite level. I think this team is ready. I do, and I know it's such like, of course I do, but like
there wasn't very much confidence in that.
I do.
With his eyes closed.
I do, and There's been a few interviews this season where you feel a different approach from Saliba, from Rice, etc. That it's that thing of we all know it in our lives. When you failed at something enough times, you kind of lose the fear of it a little bit. There's like a sense of like I've already messed up.
Yeah.
So what's this? I've already said
the worst that could happen.
I've already said the wrong thing. I've already done the wrong thing. I've already been, clipped up on stuff. So whatever I say, I don't,
whatever.
It's already said Viera and
what's
Rice.
that exactly? I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I like just whatever. I'll get clipped up.
We're
We're
going to be the quadruple.
It's that thing. But when you first do podcasts, you're like, oh God, I can't say that. I don't care now.
Yeah.
But it's that thing. And I think we are at that stage now of maturity.
So do you think this is the year?
But what happens if you don't then?
Oh,
Because this is a bigger one.
Because
I
actually
agree with what you're saying there. So then you think it has a bigger impact if you don't win. What if you didn't win anything?
We're talking about quadruple. This is what we did with Liverpool. Do you remember when we were talking about Liverpool?
If you're going to mention quadruple, you've got to then look at the entity of not winning anything.
Hang on. I said it as a joke.
Did you? Did you? You sure?
What happens if we don't? To who? To the players? To
I think
me, fans, clubs.
I think the players as well,
everything.
because this
The manager.
season, to me, we were talking about this off air, and I think it would be. I'm not going to use the word bottle, but because I think you've been by far and away the best team in the league. Maybe it's because everyone else has been a little bit more, especially City. I think you've been top for however long. No one's really looked like ever knocking you off the top. So if you weren't to win it from here, I think it would be. I don't know what the effect it might have on these players, but is it now or never?
Do you know what? Like probably in a couple of seasons ago, 22-23. Let me go through the season. 22-23, we weren't ready. Yeah. Saka was like 21. Yeah. Like we were not ready to win that league. And I understand because we had a brilliant start to the season. Everyone, they're title winners. So it's felt like a long time coming. But actually that season, we weren't ready at all. 23-24, we were unbelievable.
Yeah.
We went 16 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss at the end of the season. It was that Villa game and City. What can you do if they could win 17, right?
Yeah.
Last season was injuries. And I'm sorry to say it, and no one wants to hear that, but it was injuries. This season, we've had injuries, but we have the squad now.
Yeah.
We have the squad, we have the maturity, we have the experience. So I would agree, it would be a failing.
Yeah,
it would be a failing
failure
to not do that. In previous seasons, Arsenal, whatever, but this clear factor has been a reason why we didn't win it. This season, we have everything in our power. To answer your question, I don't know, but I think there would need to be serious change in terms of the leaders in this group. And I don't necessarily mean the manager, because I think the manager would stick around because it's his club. But I think players like Odegaard, players like I don't know, probably players in the forward areas. Maybe there would be quite significant churn. I think some big players would leave. I think.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, you agree?
Do I think they would leave? I think.
Or do you think it would have significant changes if they weren't to win the league this season?
I don't know
about changes. I think it would have
all move on.
Significant impact. I don't know if that results in the changes that you think. I don't know if that's Odegaard. That might be Real Madrid say, you know what, we want Saliba now.
Possibly, but
they're the kind of changes I'm seeing. I'm not seeing like Odegaard
deal.
It doesn't matter.
No, I was going to say contracts mean nothing these days.
Yeah.
Unless you told
say
Palmer
that.
he signed an 8-year contract.
I agree with you, but just specifically on Saliba, he literally, he said, Mikel was asked a direct question about Saliba and Real Madrid, and he said he's made a decision, he wants to win trophies here. Now that may not stay, but I can't imagine that changing.
No, of course.
I can't imagine that changing within 6 months. Someone like Rice or someone like Gabriel Wet, there's different conversations.
You'd see Rice leaving before Saliba?
If we didn't win a league, I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm the opposite.
I mean, most teams would be. I feel like as players, whoever you are, the pinnacle is Barcelona or Real Madrid. Even the state that Barcelona are in, probably still Real Madrid at the pinnacle.
Maybe for foreign players. I don't know about every English player.
I think so. I think if
Real Madrid
come calling for anyone.
Real Madrid. I don't know about Barcelona.
Maybe not so much anymore, but
I
it's
think
still,
Real Madrid. The Galacticos one. Yeah.
If Arsenal don't win anything, is Mikel Arteta still in charge next season?
Yes, because he has so much power at the club, but his position might at some point become untenable. I think he would leave.
Yeah, you think he would leave?
Yeah, that's what I think. It's close to when you said that. You said that, I didn't think he's there sacking him. I'm thinking he's thinking.
So you think if he wins nothing this season, he might walk?
No, I think that's closer to a possibility than being sacked.
There is no, unless we drop to 15th, there is, I promise you, it's his club.
Yeah.
And that's partly an issue, by the way, sometimes, but it's a single point of failure. But I think basically he might get into next season. Say we don't win anything, we start next season poorly, it might just become untenable. That's the situation, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I think the biggest factor to him leaving, sacked-wise, is Fabregas.
Oh, no, I want Sescucho.
Yeah, I think when because he's doing bits.
He's in the frame.
He's doing bits at Como, my word.
And I think a couple more bits to do.
Also, just the most intelligent footballer and most intelligent man, and it's annoying, but he has got Arsenal written all over him, I think.
That would be a more of a seamless transition.
Even though he's a Chelsea legend. We love you, Cesc.
Chelsea legend.
He is a Chelsea legend. He is. Honestly,
And the
Chelsea
Barca
legend. Calls us, Alex. He refers to Chelsea as us.
All right.
All right, Arsenal fans, let us know in the comments then. What do you think happens if Arsenal win nothing this season, but maybe this is the year? Do you think Arsenal will get over the line? Let us know in the comments below.
Stay with us for Super 6 as Alex is sharing his predictions in just a moment. And remember, you can also listen to more In the Mixer episodes on Apple and Spotify.
This is our third Golden Game round. For all of you playing Super 6 to get your hands on the £250,000 prize pot for February, just predict 6 results and take your shot at winning this week's jackpot.
Right, Liv, give us the results from last week.
Yes, Henry actually did very well on the FA Cup predictions. FA Cup's always really difficult to predict, right? But he got 11 points with the correct score for Arsenal. Julian, you also got 11 points.
So I did really well as well.
You did really well as well. I like to give the guests more credit than you. You obviously predicted that Fulham win, and I took 8 points. So I wasn't too far behind. But what does that mean then for the fans' leaderboard? It means had Southampton's 2-1 win not been in extra time, he would have overtaken Alfie's lead. That's Henry. Ooh. But he will join Alan Smith and Jake, still very close to the top. And the combined leaderboard then, Jolyon.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. You are still top on 164. The fans are on 150, and I'm on 143. I feel like it's getting tighter, is it not?
Between you and the fans?
Yes, easily.
21, is it 21?
Easily 21? Easily done.
I'm getting further away.
Right, Alex is still here to go through this week's predictions then. Back in the Premier League, and we're kicking things off, Alex, with Chelsea against Burnley.
5-0 Burnley. No. 2-1 Chelsea.
Oh.
2-1.
I'm going to go bigger than that.
Yeah, I'm going to go bigger than that as well. I'm going to go, Chelsea always concede. Never really don't. I know we didn't against Hull, but I'd expect us to against Burnley. So I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea.
Oh, I'm going to have to go 4-1 Chelsea.
Nice.
Chelsea.
Arsenal. Don't you mock us for that when you do that as well. Okay, next one is Aston Villa against Leeds.
Villa Leeds. Oh. That feels like it's got goals in it. I'm going to go 3-3. What?
6-goal thriller. Can't wait to watch that.
3-3.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's a great scoreline. I'm going to go 2-0 Villa, me.
I'm going to go a little bit tighter, but I'm still going to go for a Villa win. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa. Okay, West Ham, Bournemouth.
Ooh. West Ham are doing all right.
Yeah.
Nuno made 10 changes for the FA Cup, so
I don't know.
Premier League head on.
I don't draw. I'm going to go 1-1.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that either. I'm going to go 1-1.
Are you? Yeah. I'm actually going to go for a West Ham win here.
That'd be 3 wins in a row. That's a big take, that.
I'm going to go. I know, but sometimes Bournemouth, you just never quite know what you're going to get with Bournemouth. Like sometimes they'll blow teams away. Other times they look really bad.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, listen, West Ham are at home. I don't know if they play, I think they play better away from home. But anyway, I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham.
There we go.
Forest, Liverpool. 3-0 the result in the reverse fixture at Anfield.
Am I tripping, or do they always struggle with Forest?
I feel like they always do struggle with Forest, yeah.
I'm going to go, I think Liverpool win though. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool. 2-1 with confidence.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2-0 Liverpool.
I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool. No new manager bounce for Forest and Vitor Pereira. Sunderland, Fulham.
Oh. 2-0 Sunderland.
I'm going to go 2-1 Sunderland. You're going to nick that, will you?
I'll go 1-0 Sunderland.
Okay, and finally, it is the big one. It is the North London derby. Spurs against Arsenal. What are you saying, Alex?
We will win, but I think it'll be tight. I'm going to go... I think
Nervous prediction.
Yeah.
This.
I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Do with your head, not your heart. You.
Okay, 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah. You're more confident than me.
Yeah. I think regardless of new manager bounce under Igor Tudor, I just think that the levels between them, regardless if it's a North London derby, I think it'll be.
I think it'll be tight. I'm going to go 1-0 Arsenal.
It's one of them where if they score first, it could get tasty.
Big if, though, isn't it?
Big if.
Right, download the Super 6 app or head to the website to play and make sure you join our all-out football league with code S6-AOF to go head-to-head with other fans of the show. 18 plus, T's and C's apply. Sky Bet are in partnership with the British Heart Foundation for the month of February in a campaign, Every Minute Matters. So we encourage you this month to show your heart and learn CPR, helping ensure that if you witness a cardiac arrest, you will know what to do.
Reviver is British Heart Foundation's free CPR training online and takes just 15 minutes but could really save a life.
Once you're trained, post an image of yourself on social media with the hands heart symbol using hashtag #ShowYourHeart to encourage others around you to do the same. This is In the Mixer Extra Time. We're going to first start with Aston Villa. Jolien, I'll come to you first. Feels like you have been there all that. I say you. Don't know why I'm saying
boy
you.
or team.
Your team. Villa have been sort of there or thereabouts. Sort of were questionably in the title race for a little bit, probably not so much anymore. Out of both cups now, still going in the Europa League, which I think is still a big possibility to go on and win that. And I suppose that would still be a successful season if they were to win the Europa League.
And only that.
And only that, because they get back in the Champions League that way.
But just to win. Like, regardless of what that leads to in Champions League, I just think that's a massive thing, to achieve as a player, as a club. So, I never really considered them as title race or title contenders. It was more hope. Obviously, would have been great if it was just a new team involved. But I just thought City and Arsenal too strong, so I didn't really consider that. But the cups, a
bit disappointing.
For what aspect? Like losing to Newcastle. Newcastle has similar status, belief, hope in terms of what.
But Newcastle this season have been.
Yeah,
they're not
they haven't been the
Newcastle,
same.
especially being at home.
But in a cup, I see Newcastle as a more of a cup team than Aston Villa.
Maybe.
I'd probably say Villa are more like, if they have a better league form running the league, then you would say Aston Villa. But if you're saying who's going to get further in the cups, you probably would say
because
Newcastle.
Like a one-off game, I suppose. Newcastle can always go up for it, can't they? In a one-off game.
Europa League, Unai Emery.
Yeah.
It's written in it.
Need we say more?
I think that's a massive achievement if they win that.
100%. But it's a massive achievement in isolation. Just in isolation, talking about the Premier League, is there a danger that they drop out of the top, what we're thinking is probably 5?
Yeah, I think that's I don't think it's a possibility. I'm still confident they finish in the top 5.
I think it's a big possibility.
Nah, I'm still confident with that. I think that is like the not a concern, but I'll be devastated if they didn't, because I think they should and will.
They should, but I don't know. Well, you probably don't look that far down the table, do you, Alex? Involve yourself in a Champions League fight.
Beat us at Villa Park. I like Villa because they go against the grain of a lot of Premier League teams are doing. Shots from distance and stuff like that. They the central stuff they do. I like them, but I think I don't know. Maybe as an Arsenal fan, I look at Unai Emery and I'm never quite convinced. But that's probably just me as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, you've been scarred before.
Been scarred
before. On the flip side of Villa, obviously went out of the FA Cup to Newcastle. Thank God they won that game, because I think if Newcastle hadn't have won that game, we might be sitting here talking about decisions that weren't necessarily given in that game. But anyway, for Newcastle and for Eddie Howe, that felt like, Alex, a big moment for them, given the way that their form has been up and down, especially in the league this season.
Yeah. I mean, I find it quite hard to analyse, because I feel like sometimes we come back to the manager while it's not quite working. They lost Isak in the summer, and I know the way it happened with that is a big miss.
Big miss.
And I think it's been slightly overshadowed because the news cycle moves so quickly, we kind of forget about it. But if someone had said your best player leaves, what's going to happen next
100%.
season? You're going to have a bit of a drop off. It's just going to happen, and people expect them to just get better straight away. I also think they found some real Malik Chow at the back. This season's been brilliant. They found some great players. My question about Eddie Howe is like, I don't know. Like, they're in a bit of a sort of purgatory moment for me. I don't quite know how to analyse them. They're sort of in a bit of a weird spot.
Yeah, they've obviously got a big game coming up against Karabag, and obviously losing Bruno for 8 weeks is
that's big.
huge blow.
That's huge. And their record with that is so bad.
So I'm just hoping that, because Chelsea could actually draw them, if they get through Karabag, Chelsea can either get Newcastle, and if PSG get past Monaco, it's either Newcastle or PSG. So actually a Newcastle without Bruno is way more appealing.
They're also, maybe their issue is they slightly have one face, and they're very in-your-face, aggressive, and without Bruno leading that.
Oh, yeah.
I think they need to find a different way.
100%. We
It's
say
just
this,
one
I'm saying
way
this, it's like but the best. If you're not a Newcastle fan, they're the best team to watch their games because it's so exciting.
100%, end to end.
Regardless if they win or lose, it's just exciting.
Boring.
They can't. Yeah, they need to just like.
Sometimes need to just...
Yeah, but
Good to be boring sometimes.
It's good people.
Pay your taxes, isn't you?
Elsewhere, Mohamed Salah came out the other day after Liverpool's win against Brighton in the FA Cup, saying that Dominic Szoboszlai is one of the best players in the world. We then saw Tony Cascarino on TalkSport saying he's Steven Gerrard levels.
I think no. I mean, I rate him incredibly highly.
Yeah.
He just so suits this league. It's the perfect league for Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
but the last comment that she made.
But the comparing him to Steven Gerrard.
For Gerrard,
Oh, please, Alex, you're not going to sit there
No.
and say no.
No.
Oh, okay,
Oh, no.
fine. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I actually saw someone put this on X, and it was like, if you could have an 11 of one player that would win you the league.
For each team.
No, just like if you
Just
could pick
one
one
player.
player. So a Liverpool fan said Dominic Szoboszlai. I'm putting out there 11 Reece Jameses wins you the league. So who's
those are both good shouts.
so who would
Declan Rice's
be
shout.
who would be? But I think one-on-one defending. I feel like Reece James has got that in his locker. He's got set pieces. He's got passing. He's quick.
I don't know, Imagine
But who would be your one player if you could pick
You've got
one
4
player?
Haalands up front against 4 Reece Jameses.
No, but what? So you're saying Haaland? You saying
Haaland's
11?
Holland at left back. How's that
Nah.
Well,
He
you
doesn't
can't.
get-
You ain't conceded any goals from crosses. You've got 4 Haalands at the back.
So who would be your one player if you could have one player? And it doesn't necessarily need to be a player of your team. I just think 11 Reece Jameses would win you the Premier
Yeah.
League because he's so good in every position that he plays.
Yeah.
And he can play about 4 of them. Who would be your player?
I was good. James and Rice are both shouts,
Yeah.
but Szoboszlai,
I feel like right back one-on-one defending, I'm just not quite sure he's got it in his locker. I know he's all right at right back, but
I don't know.
good question, though, isn't it?
Good question.
another one.
11 of one player.
11 of one player who
I mean,
would win
just
you
for
the league.
endeavour, Bruno Fernandes, but I don't think he'd, in terms of defensive stuff.
Yeah, not sure he's got that in his locker.
There's no
You
discipline
need
at
someone
the
who can do a bit of both.
Who else? That's a really good question.
Thank you. I've been excited.
Carragher.
I've been excited to ask it.
I'll go Rice just because.
You're going to go
I'm
Declan
biased.
Rice. 11 Declan Rices. And we've got
'cause I'm
11
biased.
Reece Jameses. Who are you going?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to say Declan Rice. Again, there's no slight on Reece. I just think, I know they're going to be fit every week.
Yeah.
He's been fit for
Yeah, but
ages
I'm
now.
just saying that.
Yeah,
There's a-
availability.
He's got to be a factor. Durability's got to be a factor in it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Declan.
Availability.
But Salah's point stands. Szoboszlai has been unbelievable, and he is genuinely probably one of the best in the Premier League right now, would you
Oh,
say?
yeah. And I don't think it's easier, but I think it's highlighted the fact that they haven't achieved what they probably expected.
Yeah.
Because is he playing any different to what he did last year? No, but Salah's not scoring 20 goals, so he's probably easier to see. But he's definitely up there. But he ain't Steven Gerrard.
No. The interview he did when Hungary got knocked out for the World Cup qualification, I saw something. He is locked in mentally as a player. Like he is, like, in his eyes.
Have you not heard some of the stuff he did growing up? And that is, it's mad.
Yeah.
His training methods were kind of wild.
Yeah.
His discipline is
Yeah.
second to none.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a good season. Now someone, a midfielder, he can play, he's Mr. Versatile as well, as James Milner. He equalled Gareth Barry's all-time Premier League appearances. But he hasn't played anywhere near the amount of minutes, but it's still,
Oh, yeah,
still
it's
incredible,
massive.
isn't
What were
it?
you, yeah, go on.
It's still a massive achievement.
Yeah.
100%. But Gareth Barry's minutes.
hero.
Yeah, literally.
What are the? It's like a whole season?
4 seasons.
Four seasons worth of
14,000 minutes difference.
Gareth Barry has played more,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
It's 94% starts
Yeah.
Wow.
in them games. And he's not getting subbed.
The Milner stat that I love was that he's played with or against 49% of every Premier League player ever.
Yeah.
That's
That is-
mental.
That is wild.
Yeah, and
That is
he's
a
another
wild
one that, again, he probably unappreciated
Yeah.
the quality, not just the longevity. I think everyone talks about the longevity because you can see it, but the quality he's got as well.
Versatility. Yeah.
Versatility. There's a reason why he's been playing for so long, and like you say, he's played.
Yeah, but the
that
reason
amount
you
of
play could be because you're super professional,
Super
which
fit,
he is.
super, yeah.
Yeah, but
Where
the
he looks
quality,
after himself, yeah.
Like he hasn't like gone down. It's not like he's playing in the champ. He's playing in the Premier League consistently. What is it? 25 years? Something stupid like that.
2001, I think, was his
20
debut.
years.
Yeah.
Nearly. Yeah, it's insane.
Gareth Barry has played 14,000 more minutes
Yeah.
than James.
17 seasons without missing a
That
game,
is- That is incredible.
and that's just league. There's
Just
obviously-
Premier League.
There's games. He was the most capped England player under Fabio Capello.
Gareth Barry was.
Yeah, I think he played every game Capello came.
Ridiculous.
He's unreal.
But congratulations to James Milner,
Yes.
because that is some achievement as well. And just finally, before we go, we have to talk about this. I don't really want to talk about this anymore. The United Strand getting his hair cut.
He doesn't want it to happen. He's devastated.
Well, no,
when it
he
happens.
doesn't. He
Devastated when that happens. He was buzzing. That
he
they
was
didn't win.
buzzing when West Ham went 1-0 up. He's thinking, get in.
I think if you were his PR guy, you'd have wanted it to happen then.
Yeah, I think
'Cause
it felt
people
like the-
will begin to just.
I feel like people already have.
Yeah.
The fact that Michael Carrick is getting asked about it in a press conference is where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Why are you asking a Premier League manager about a fan that's getting his hair cut? I don't understand it. I never will.
Did you see Rooney saying like he's doing my head in?
Yeah.
I'm a bit like, I
Did he?
get,
You guys have said that.
Yeah.
I do
Said
get
he's
it,
doing
but like,
I believe him as well.
It's
I believe
exactly,
him.
isn't it? You know, he's not.
Oh, he's not gassing
he's
it.
not
Like-
gassing. It's a joke that's kind of just got out of hand.
Yeah.
It's not really. I feel kind of bad for the guy in some way. Like he can't.
He can't cut it now, Kelly. He's got
There's
to.
nothing you can do.
No.
He's kind of locked
He's
in.
got to go. He's got to use pre-season games.
Yeah, it's got to be, It's any game,
Pre-season
surely.
games.
Does
Pre-season.
Yeah,
all
pre-season
sorts.
friendlies count.
Laws actually suggested, does he flip it to England? Because he'd easily get like a Man United and England.
Yeah.
That might be the way out.
Yeah,
Nah.
I think-
I don't want him to get involved in England. We're trying to win the World Cup. I don't want that.
Juju.
Yeah, no. Let's leave
we
it to Man
we win
United.
4 and then we get to the final.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
And then we're just blaming him.
Yeah.
And we're just shaving his head.
Yeah, someone's just going to
Yeah, we're just shaving it off.
Just literally as he's walking
you've done.
past, just get
You've
some
done.
clippers.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure he's ever going to get his hair cut again, but I just feel like it's maybe reached the end of
Yeah.
the... but anyway, Alex, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Pleasure, Alex.
We'll get you back on towards the end of the season to see if Arsenal can...
The
Depends.
Q quirk.
No, absolutely not.
Depends if they win.
Yeah, depends if you win.
I might be
If you
busy that
win, we
week.
won't see you, but
Yeah.
if you don't, we might
Oh,
see
yeah.
you.
Oh, even if you invite me, you won't see me.
Yeah, we don't know Arsenal fans that if they win.
Yeah,
Are
there
you
are none.
aware that the reason that people don't want Arsenal to win so strongly is
Because we're
due-
insufferable.
is
Yeah.
the fans. Like I didn't
Maybe
know
not,
it was
maybe not
that.
you
Yeah,
personally.
well, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know it was
But-
that strong.
oh, did you not? Oh, I
like
know
my
that.
friends, like fans are different. That is the reason.
That's my reason as well.
I think if you basically it's the recipe for disaster. You get a load of fans who won stuff when they were like literally like 3, so they have a sense that they might have won stuff,
Yeah.
not winning anything for 20 years and have a good team. They're going to be a nightmare. They're going to be insufferable.
They are.
They, not even we.
I.
I'm one of them. Yeah.
Can't happen. Can't happen. But thank you, Alex. It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you. Quadrupling coming.
And a big thanks to you all for watching too. If you've enjoyed the episode, search In The Mixer on Apple Podcasts or Spotify to listen to more. See you next week.
Hopped above the block.